Good morning, this is Cheryl at Sea Spirit Tarot, and I'm playing today. By the time I got to the doctor's yesterday, I was so guarded and uptight and the world's on my shoulders. But everything's looking good, except they said I'm too fat, not quite, but almost. I'm still vaping instead of smoking. So I'm currently actually all my vapes broke, and I'm playing with this because I can't have any nicotine in me. And one of my girlfriends bought me this holder. So that gives me something to fiddle with. I guess I could get those prayer beads out. Might be wiser, but what was the other thing? 3 things. 1, 2, 3. So anyway, I got all this stuff coming up, and I have been studying and causing abundance in my spirit, and things are really going well. So what follows on the outside, the material world, is what follows on the inside. So here we go with the video today. I'm gonna do that tell a story thing, so I don't know how I'm gonna do with it. But I just wanted to do something different because I've actually listened to already 2 hours of Kabbalah by Duquette, and I'm currently listening to live Dion Fortune's Kabbalah book being written. I think I'm on chapter 5, not live on YouTube. So anyway, this is my fun thing. Let's see. The card I drew, I chose prosperity. Prosperity in all areas of my life. Physically, spiritually, materially, and in my mind. Don't let the ROAC of intellectualism override my true intuition, or the mind's eye. So that's pretty. And then I looked up what goddess would be for abundance, and it was Freya, I think, except I guess I'm going to have to break down and get one of those goddess decks. I just can't decide which one. That's my issue. But anyway, I came up with Epona. And Epona, I usually show a different Epona card, one with horses on it. I love Epona because I love horses. And I was once compared to a wind horse in Buddha by my ex-husband, and it was a very, very kind compliment. So a lunar goddess, Epona, is often depicted with a cornucopia and a symbol of abundance and plenty. Like the symbol of the horse, she is a bringer of fertility, a source of inspiration, and a figure of death, a psychopomp on the soul's final journey. But it doesn't have to be they're hauling my body out of here. They can just be hauling aspects that are no longer needed in the frequency of which I choose to aspire to. So Epona. So that actually made me pretty happy because I brought in, I've always loved her because I'm one of those horse crazy girls my whole life. So let's see what this works. There was a time in my life, when I was very spiritual. Hitchhiked up and down the California coast, studied in Zen monasteries, in yogi communities, looking for a commune to live in. It was a spiritual quest that we did. I remember in Austin, we were living in Austin for a while, and me walking to Yogi Bhajan's bakery, chanting and dancing in circles. And then the real world hit. I let the real world hit. Or the karma hit. Or I let my aspects take over. Whatever. So this was a time of happier times. And I often giggle because I'm living right now without a car, riding my bike, which is what I did then. I've been trying to get back with my yoga until all this recent little acute episode happened. And I used to do a lot of yoga. Spent a lot of time in the water, the lakes there, Lake Austin. Anyway, memories. I was texting with my girlfriend the other night, and we were talking about Buddhism, and it made me think of private sessions with a Roshi that didn't speak English at Mount Baldy Zen Center out of LA. And memories, all these memories coming up. Which ones do I want to keep? Which ones do I, that help with my spiritual path? Which ones do I let go? But anyway, I thought this was pretty sweet. 6 of Cups. Obviously, my emotions is where my issue is, right? So the energy I want to pull in here is the Queen of Wands. I want that magnetic soul source energy in my, I'm going to have to pause this a moment. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I know I had that other product here in front of me, and it makes me giggle because I made a special point of putting it with all this stuff. It will appear. I don't know if it'll appear right here, but I can tell you about it. Anyway, so I want to incorporate the magnetic high frequency, sun, soul, source, fire energy to be my own sovereign source, have my own queendom. This is what I'm working on here in my retirement. And I have to quit saying retirement with no money, because this is basically what I'm doing. I'm going to put this in the feng shui part of my house in front of Buddha. God, I had like 8 Buddhas. I think I'm down to 1 Buddha. Gave away all my Buddhas. 1 Buddha, what my son gave me. Nice metal, cool, from fancy. Anyway, so here's who I am. I haven't decided which cards I'm going to put out, actually, and leave. Maybe that one. Because most of my life, I've been just juggling who I am with who people want me to be. I've also been juggling poverty consciousness. I've had priestess plates removed. I've done all kinds of stuff, and I still keep repeating the same patterns and the same patterns and the same patterns, which I believe from the bottom of my heart that there is becoming a change here. It is so, it's so nerdy, but it is so awesome to have the time just to study mysticism. I love it. So I've been tied by the devil in those cycles. We have these cards backwards. But I'm about done with that. Because one thing I've learned with the Thoth cards is be grateful for these restrictions that I had and the stuff that I've held so much guilt and unworthiness about. I am not enough. I am not good enough to take care of. I didn't take care of my teeth. I was a single mom. I was a battered wife. I was blah, 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 blah. I had that nursing job that's like you need to be an iron horse to go as long as I did. So anyway, this lady here, when I put on my red dress and go get my glass of wine, because I really don't drink, but if you had that pomegranate juice, it's really good. I drink on occasion. So anyway, this one does not get to sit on the altar. Because I'm going to use all my attributes of the Queen of Swords. And I'm working through cutting away my ego and cutting away those things that no longer serve me. She kind of looks ice cold, but she's got that blue throat chakra thing. You don't go before this queen without a clean sword of your own. So, since I've been out of the nursing, the first time I burned out for nursing, I was off for months, and I just sat almost in the chair and just drooled like Richard Dreyfuss at the end of that movie, What About Bob? This time I had a total wonderful burnout, right when State was there doing inspections. I mean, it was hysterical because our new management was so awful. And I'd been there 5 years. I'd seen 5 or 6 director of nursings. The best one we had committed suicide. How's that give you an idea what nursing's like? So anyway, I got a plan going here. Collaborations. I'm getting all these appointments This is a disc, Pentacles. I'm putting my body parts back together. I'm seeing the specialist. I'm working with them with a nice attitude. And I'm grooming for what my new life is going to become. Watching me take these steps that I've put off for so long of reordering my life from where I am. With curiosity. Oh, how curious it is. My good sunglasses broke. How curious it is. My laptop, the part where you lift it up, that thing broke. You know, I had like 3 vapes. They're all broke one day. Everything is, they fell on the floor. A sign from above, pushing it down. So anyway, I'm cultivating, and I'm trusting. I'm trusting in faith and gratitude that all I need will be provided for. And all I have to do is continue on my journey and carry my sword of truth. And this, by, say, June, maybe, I'll put a time frame on it. I'm going to be the 9 of Pentacles. I'm going to be so secure in myself. I'm going to have these issues taken care of. Who knows what changes will be coming. But the 9 of Pentacles. And I will be more balanced. Well, if I am balanced in my mind and spirit and emotions, and trying to listen to what's not trying to, doing my best to decipher what's coming from all the way down there from that tree of life, which is, with the cards, a soul plan, a magician. I am a master. I am a Merlin. I just need to get my shit together. So here there's enough for all. There's enough for me. There's enough for all. This is a reward of living a good life, a true life. Another thing I really like the Kabbalah is I've spent all this time not believing in God, but what is behind God? What is behind God? And I'm learning it's nothing. And with nothing, we are part of it all. But we are a reflection of a piece. And we're way down here, and we're trying to hear the message from above. We have so much propaganda and distortion. And so, keep your channels open. And the Empress, which is one of my yearly cards chosen numerology, and a card that has been coming up for me regular. So she is fertile, and she is my door. I have them hooked funny so the sea breeze can come through. They're banged. She's got her own queendom. She is the creator. She is the first material manifestation of the spirit here. And yeah, she's going to sit on the altar, and I don't know for sure who else is going to sit on the altar. What I got up to look for, of which I had in my hand, and I made a special trip, and if you're an oiler, and oiling is your lifestyle, to keep your frequency high, clean out your house. You know, I always have oil. I have oils everywhere. And I had some abundance oil, because I'm getting ready to show you a little thing I'm going to put together. So I'll just start on the abundance oil right now, even though I don't have it. I don't know where it went. But it's got myrrh, patchouli, cinnamon, frankincense, orange, and clove, which are all very high vibrational. And they're tuned to more vibrational prosperity. Like, you know, frankincense was worth more than gold in the days of the spice trades. And here my neighbors, they're so loud. Patchouli in India, you know, if you had lots of patchouli and your home smelled like that, that was a wealthy home. Cinnamon was another product in the spices trade. Of course, frankincense. Orange is an attractor. Orange is also an antidepressant, calming, and clove. Clove is an antibiotic, anti-everything. So I'm going to put this on these stones when I set this up in the abundance corner of my bedroom, because that's when I moved in. I just feng shuied my house. Ka-choom. I mean, I have altars everywhere, but anyway. So my daughter, when we were at one of those cool barter fair swap meet things I talk about, bought me 3 crystal, is this a goblet? I've been living in the woods way too long, and now I just as soon run the beach. I don't. But anyway, they're crystal, because if you put them together, they sing. And she bought these for me. Oh my God. My daughter, my kids are, say my daughter was born in 79. She was, I'd say, maybe in high school when she bought these. We went in an old school bus up there and camped out in the woods up in the mountains in Montana, and there was just this big, like, barter fair. So in here I have sea salt, and then I'm a little low on the Himalayan, so I just put a little bit of Himalayan there to give the stones that mineral charge. Himalayan is one of the most alkaline products you can put in your body, and I can't, now I'm on here, I think it's 97% minerals. It's not salt like NaCl, like we use in the American diet on everything. It doesn't, this did not, it doesn't have the chick on the rainbow, the chick with the umbrella. She'd be on the rainbow if she had this stuff. So, I got this, actually I just Googled this because I've got all these crystal books, but this is what happened. So I have, and I'm not going to really put them in there right this minute on camera because I might even have to do 2 goblets. So I'm going to use this for a generator crystal. I've had this a long time. You know what? We used to buy these for $1. You know, maybe this one was a little more. We would buy 4 for $1 that were, okay, just this size. This size. I just brought my sand dollar. Oh my gosh, that's a terrible sign, isn't it? And I would like plant them around my house for security after programming, and my son would say, Mom, why don't you get a real alarm system? And I'd say, this is a real alarm system. So I dropped the crystals I weren't using on one of my sand dollars, which I have quite a few. So this is going to be my generator crystal. The devil ain't getting that $10. I have tons more. I'm done with this poverty consciousness baloney. Interesting, in the studying in the Kabbalah, the 3 mothers who are fire, air, and water made the cube that's shown on the back of the cards. I can't reach them, they're buried. So I kind of brought those, I'm going to put those in here. I have an octahedron for air. Yeah, these are dirty. I have so many crystals and so many altars, and sometimes it's just hard to keep up with all of them being spotlessly clean. So here's my air. I am dropping them in, actually. Here's a tetrahedron, which is fire. And a octahedron, and I'm going to do double duty with this. This is Tiger's Eye of the mind. It's also used as a prosperity stone often, I think. It's just really not showing in the camera at all. And then I actually, well, I'll put that, so that made, now you got me scared about the little sand dollar, the cube, which is the earth. And they did that by one going up and one going down. No, one going this way, one going this way, right? So you have an axis, and then one cutting the axis up and down, which will give you a cube. So those 3 elements manifested the earth. I don't know if I said that exactly right, but that's the thing. This is often called the merchant stone. This is a citrine, and it's got a 5-sided, I don't know if you can see on the front, and it's got chipped there a little bit. I mean, I have been so preciously taking care of this crystal. But sometimes when you have these things for 16, 18, 20 years or whatever, I mean, I'm a gypsy, I move, but what I do, everything is wrapped in cloth, and all my crystals get their very own plastic sandwich bag, even though I am an anti-plastic person. I don't even hardly have plastic containers in my house. Yeah, I'm hardcore. I don't have a microwave either. So anyway, this is my citrine, and I'm going to put that in there. Merchant stone, pyrite, fool's gold. I don't have jade. I don't think. I do, actually. I might have a Buddha pin that has a jade Buddha, but I don't want to put it in the salt. So I'm going to program this for the jade. And I can't remember what malachite is, but it'll be just fine. Because you can program your crystals as you want them. Peridot is a ring that doesn't fit me. It is this green stone here. And this I am going to put in the salt. I'll get another sand dollar. I'm not putting this in the water either. I'm going to use a small starfish with the symbolism of I've changed my stars. When I watched that movie with the Queens, I shouldn't talk about it, I can't remember the name of it. Queen did the soundtrack, and it's about jousting. And the whole thing was you can change your stars. And then, you know, let's go back to this, this devil. All my wonderful, not all of them, not the first one when I was young and dumb and stupid and left. But I don't know, maybe I'm just not meant to be with anybody in this life. There's all this balancing, trying to take care of these devils and give them my energy. That my jewelry, any jewelry I had of quality is gone. Had a pile of old silver dollars. I have one of those left. Repeating patterns, repeating patterns, repeating patterns. And that's what I see. You know, I'm not trying to be haunty, but when I see the new generation, which I'm so glad that they're out here doing it, talking about this, it's like, just be careful, because, you know, always just be so aware, and because you can fall off that path real easy. So here this is only a $50. I didn't realize that when I dropped it from like 46. So I've dropped. I chose this because it has this woman on it. I'm such a klutz. I have a Taurus rising. My parents used to call me the bull of the china closet. And it also has the eagle, which has alchemical connotations with it. And then I have, and why not, an eagle on the back, and one of the Susan B. Anthony dollars. So I'm going to put those in there. And then just to give it a kick, I'm going to put a little piece of Argonite I have here, which will be another triangle. We'll see. After I get them all cleaned, I'll ask my pyramid if it's really mad at me. If this was a sign not to do it. When I'm done, I'm going to rub them with the abundance oil, which I've been diffusing here, so it should be right here, but I don't know. Maybe it's in my purse. I don't know. And I'm going to set up an altar for this. And I'll probably set it up on a small pad that I didn't get them out and look, but on one of my mystical frequency energy pads, whether it's sacred geometry or whatever it is, and it will be at least the Empress. Depends on how much room I have in front of that Buddha. Because I don't use these cards a lot right now. Epona, I'll leave her out. And I will use her more because I've always, ever since I learned about Epona and the horses, she's been a constant in my life. And with my abundance oil and my abundance altar, I am going to remember that I am prosperous. So there, that is my crazy reading for today. It's kind of, I'm such a klutz, I guess I'll have to watch it and see if it's too bad to even put up. But at least I'm real, and I don't edit them. That was one thing Amanda Ellis was saying. What you see is what you get, and she's got a pretty big following. In fact, I might do, she channels Metatron. I might do another video here a little later today with what Metatron addressed, some issues he addressed with this virus outbreak in China, which I'm not even, we're staying on behind the sharp wall on this one, but some stones, and I have all but one of them, and some oils to use, because it's the frequency of the oils, and that's why I use good oils, because I'm all about this frequency thing. I want to spiral all the way up there. So if you sat through this long, wandering around video of mine, I appreciate it. I am grateful. And remember, the answer to everything is love. As the Beatles said, the amount of love you give is the amount of love you'll get in the end. And that's the frequency of love. So blessings, Goddess blessings to everybody. Have a wonderful day.